Hey, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my YouTube channel as well as podcast Spiritual Sense. Today is Friday, which is September 30th, and in this podcast I'll go over topics in regards to the paranormal, occult, and supernatural. And I'm going to briefly go ahead and dive into the topic for today, but before I proceed, I want to let everyone who may be viewing in or will be viewing in that this podcast, as well as this YouTube channel, is for entertainment purposes. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or a topic for a future show, you're more than welcome to comment below. So, as I mentioned a couple of podcasts ago, a couple of days ago, that I was going to update my episode on telling on God. Telling on God and what exactly that means and what revelation that has come to me. Agree or disagree, but this is what the notion that has come to me. So, what do I mean when I say telling on God? What I mean is, I mentioned in a podcast where I had a vision or a dream many years ago, not too soon thereafter becoming baptized, which was in my teenage years, and it showed me a dream in regards to the covenant as the covenant is being described in the biblical text. And basically, the covenant is your own inner bounding, knowing by way of God. Okay? Some things he will reveal to you, but trust and believe it once those things are revealed to you. In essence, you become a threat. That means it is a bounding contract that you keep sealed and let no one know. So how angels and demons exist in this existence as well as in the other? Well, it mentioned to me that as we have different social classes and statuses and roles and duties here within this life experiences works the same way in terms of their other quantum physics or other existence, okay? And meaning um I mentioned that angels and demons are one and the same. All demons are angels. All angels can be put at that threshold. So it's basically the battle of wherever you choose to be on the side of the spectrum. If you choose to be in a favorable sense versus an unfavorable sense, they all are placed at that threshold. That's what I mentioned. I also mentioned that um telling on God, you will begin to realize that you do have a many of them that do things in accordance um, to exactly what it said, and they don't deviate anything from that. So you have black, white, and then there's instances where there may be a gray area. So what does that mean? In reference to the biblical text where they mention about the Nephilims or whatever, and how the angels fell down and they begin to have to mate with tangible women and begin to create giants. I, in essence, believe that that was a way to make people aware of how even the angels can be tempted apart from. And that will manifest in our genetic pool and our genetic capability as we will have mutations here in terms of this life experience. Because if God is perfect and everything is in the eyes of the beholder, and we got some things in this time in existence which is not quote unquote perfect or favorable, then and this is what do you call that? You call somebody that is stepping out of line that don't know his place. And I think, and this is in the reference to in the Gettys Me, I don't know how to pronounce it, get steady or something of the sort. Being away in the Garden of Eden, where she would proceed to approach the tree, and it mentions that she speaks to a snake, and she's deceived, and this snake is quote unquote God, Satan, and this is, I believe, is God by way of meaning the person has, we all have, I get it. I guess what I'm getting at is God and angels and demons are essentially one and the same. So they have those temptations and those trying times and things such as we here on this earth. They have those same temptations as well. And so, in essence, I feel that that whole analogy with her being inquisitive and curious, and as we know, curiosity killed the cat. And when she began to want to know more and partake into something apart from, she become bored, is what I feel. And in essence, it works the same way when you're dealing with angels as such. When they begin to see that demons essentially can be restored by way of doing something. What am I to do? But you do have those that are, you know, this is how I am, and I'm not going to deviate from that. And the reason why I mention that is because in this time in existence, we are what? We're logical individuals, even though we may feel as though we're supernatural. And I think in essence, you can be supernatural light, meaning angelic light, presuming that you have been taken on by angelic force, which is beyond our human capability. So I do feel as though we as human beings can be that way. However, the point that I'm getting at is losing my train of thought. Because we are based by science, because we are based by flesh, we have to die at some form and fashion. Because we are contained in this existence, which is logic, reason, and science, is what I feel. So in essence, what I mean by that is, if you receive it and you believe it, then it will perpetuate and become your reality. And I think in this is because of the energies of those who have died off over the course of years prior to, they're beginning to come back around and say, something don't seem right. The same Bible that was written now was the same one that was written time ago. So somebody has done some deceiving and some deception. Exactly. So a lot of those negative energies are being perpetuated in the atmosphere in this time in existence, because what I was told I had to agree upon because I'm bound by flesh. But you have individuals who have been receptive of a spiritual higher capability to understand that whatever you believe and allow to become your reality will be as such. The biggest trick the devil ever pulled is what? Convincing the world he and she did not exist. That's what that means. I do feel as though God does allow certain things to take place, but you don't want to put that out because then everybody will say, the devil made me do it. I don't have no control of my actions. And then you may have times where people don't have control of their actions. That's why you want to make sure that they're receive good mentorship, guidance, and understanding. We are dealing with jealousy. You got to understand also the saying goes to getting us to fight against ourselves. Who is us? Us as human beings, because that spiritual realm is far more, the unseen is far more powerful than you would know. And I do understand you don't want to give power to the unseen, the unknown, because that's unfavorable. And we tend to blame each other because that's what we can physically see, because you are here. But once God has opened the eyes to another sense of a matter beyond this reality, you will begin to see that they oftentimes will infiltrate in our space to deceive us, to confuse us and to mock and taunt us. And you will begin to know and recognize when someone has been what? Inhabited by a spirit apart from this existence, meaning there is no agreement to this existence, to this science-based, logical reasoning of the matter. You will get that understanding, that clarity, and as such. And I think this is something that happens when you tell on God, because you got some people that are conditioned to know as such. They are conditioned to know as such that this person is not in agreement with this time and space. This person is what? Telling on God. This person is telling on God. This person is apart from what we have agreed to in this time and existence. And oftentimes, when a person has received certain understanding and capability, they would say, okay, you think you are above. You think you are above understanding. You think you are above us. You don't work in our reality. You work in a different reality than what we are customarily in agreement with. And in essence, they will try to do you harm. God will allow a spirit to fall upon them when they feel as though your spirit is not in agreement with what has been contained in this understanding of science, reasoning, logic, capability within this time and space. You are apart from flesh. You are apart from what we have deemed as what has been agreed upon. It's called telling on God. That's what it's called. When you begin to tell on God, he would have you tag in such emotion. Certain people have the eyes to see it. Like you can see it. It's nothing. They can say one thing. He would just put the spirit in them. There's no control. As I mentioned, it's out of your control. You can try to put on. You can try to dramatize it. God will have them conditioned in emotion to where they can't lie. They cannot lie. It will be in them. When that spirit is not in agreement with this time in existence. Meaning not conditioned to what I have said, logic, reason, and science is, what is written as laws in regards to science. He will show you as such. And God also revealed to me transitions happen by way of those who have been conditioned to see it. I'm going to put you out of your misery. So I think it was a very relevant podcast to talk about because many people I feel are able to see, but they scratch their head and wonder what is it. And I think many of them don't really question because in this time in existence, this space, this logic-based time in existence, we are told to what? You don't question God. You don't question certain things because that will become your reality. If you begin to become curious, as the saying goes, curiosity what kills the cat. Plain and simple. So I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense. Excuse me. Speaking about the topic for today, telling on God. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, again, or a topic for a future show, you are more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Okay.